Thank you all. It being 7 o'clock on the 9th of December, I'm pleased to open the annual general meeting for 2024. Please be advised that the annual general meeting is recorded. It will be live streamed and will remain available to the public online. And I also ask that members of the public in attendance please complete the registration form at the side table. This allows the council to confirm the elector status of attendees in the case of any voting tonight. That form is coming your way. As a side note, should there be any notices of motion tabled tonight, then all electors in Central Coast are eligible to vote in line with annual general meeting processes. So we will commence as we do with our acknowledgement of country. The Central Coast Council acknowledges and pays respect to the traditional owners of Lutruwita, Tasmania, the Palawa-Pakenga people. We acknowledge the Punalapana tribe of this northern country, and in doing so, we celebrate one of the world's oldest continuing cultures. And our statement of values, guided by the diverse beliefs, experiences and backgrounds of the people we represent, we strive to make inspired and respectful decisions today that will build a better tomorrow. I welcome you all, councillors and council staff. We have no apologies for tonight's meeting. Item 2 on the agenda that you have been provided is the councillors and staff must declare any pecuniary or conflict of interest in any item of the agenda. Are there any conflicts to be declared?
No.
No. Being none, takes us to confirmation of the minutes. Minutes of the annual general meeting of the council held on the 11th of December 2023 have already been circulated for you. The minutes are required to be confirmed for their accuracy. Would a councillor care to move the recommended motion for this item? Councillor Viney, thank you, and a seconded Councillor Lehman. Any questions on the accuracy of the minutes? Councillor Viney?
No.
No. Any others? No. I put the motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against? The motion is carried unanimously. Thank you. It is my great pleasure to introduce the Central Coast Council's annual report. You've been provided a copy, and there are hard copies available in the chambers for those that are here with us this evening. As I introduce the 2023-24 annual report, I must first acknowledge the contributions and efforts of our former CEO, Barry O'Munson, whose vision and drive for improvement over the past 18 months was in large part responsible for the achievements displayed in this annual report. Barry resigned in November this year, just prior to the release of the annual report, but as a fellow co-signer of the report, his vision and ambitions for the Central Coast Council and its community are clearly represented in this document. The progress made over the past year within the organisation is a testament to Barry's leadership, and he leaves the organisation in a stronger position as we continue to build on this firm foundation. The 2023-24 year at Central Coast Council has been one of reflection, refocus and forging ahead. Over the initial months of 23-24, the councillors and staff undertook a series of strategic workshops and planning sessions to collectively review our operating environment, considering trends in local government, reviewing council's existing plans, and ultimately reconsidering the relevance of our vision and our mission. Our councillor team determined the need for both a new vision and mission statements to better align with council's longer-term aspirations with our shorter-term community goals. This new vision and a framework and strategy to help realise it over the current council term, 2022 to 2026, found its expression in council's first term plan, Our Place, Our Future, First Steps. The term plan was not only the result of an organisational review. In order to successfully and sustainably drive a refocused strategy across the coming years, it became clear that council must prioritise its people and its culture. This led to the adoption of council's culture development plan and the establishment of our 5 core organisational values under the acronym of COAST: customer focused, open communication, accountability, safety, together one team. Perhaps the key cultural shift has been our emphasis on one team, breaking down barriers and strengthening connections between councillors, staff, work centres, departments and our volunteers. In addition to this work, a comprehensive review of the 23-24 budget was undertaken to better understand Council's true financial position, which resulted in a budget reset implemented late 2023. This was an opportunity to enhance financial decision-making and to reorient the organisation towards a more sustainable financial future that could begin to return underlying surpluses. Council's purpose is to support and deliver for the community it represents and serves. And whilst organisational reforms are critical at this juncture to deliver better and more sustainable outcomes for our community, we have also used this opportunity to re-engage with our community at multiple levels. Initiating a program of community conversations and key sector roundtables across the year, together with more considered and targeted communications generally, it has enabled a more accurate and representative inflow of information to Council and a corresponding outflow of information to the community. Improved community engagement helped inform the development of Council's new strategic plan adopted in June 24. The new plan focuses on 5 pillars: a safe, vibrant and welcoming community, an empowered community, an environmental focus, social equity and growing sustainably. The strategic plan will guide Council's mission and actions over the next 10 years. With so many changes and improvements underway and undertaken, it has not always been a smooth road. But while we still have much work to do, the 23-25 year has proved that we are up to the task. The annual report is publicly available on Council's website for anyone wishing to view it. Item 4.2 is for public submissions. In accordance with the Local Government Act 1993, Council invited the community to make submissions on its annual report for discussion at this meeting. The public submission period opened on Saturday the 16th of November alongside the release of the annual report. The public submission period closed at 4 p.m. on Friday the 29th of November. No public submissions were received. Takes us to item 4.3, the annual report 23-24. Would a councillor care to move the recommended motion for this item? Councillor Heskett, thank you. Seconded, Councillor Lehmann. Councillor Heskett.
Thank you, Mayor. And yes, I'll also congratulate Gus for putting the document together and the work of all the staff in the council of getting the content for this. It's a comprehensive document that really does show where the council's been throughout the 23-24 year and what a year of change it has been. I think it was touched upon our vision and our mission, but I'd like to read them if I may. Something that we councillors in particular and senior staff worked very hard on. In particular, I value our vision, which is Tasmania's Central Coast, a natural tapestry with space to grow. And there's a lot of emphasis on all of those words. Obviously, we had Tasmania Central Coast to make sure that we knew that it was this part of the world, a natural tapestry. We recognise the natural resources that we have within our region and want to make sure that they're enhanced and built upon. A tapestry, taking visions from going over our space in an aeroplane and seeing how the different fields and how they'd be like a tapestry, and also a tapestry is something that is visually appealing as well. And we said with space to grow, space being an operative word there, meaning the room around us, but also the futuristic things like the planetarium at the Hive and the rocket ship park, as we spoke about earlier tonight. And to grow, the final word there. I think we've set ourselves on an agenda, a sustainable growth agenda. So I think that vision very aptly was put together, and I think every word of it is very significant to the councillors present, and our ongoing vision, and then our mission as well, that we are committed to nurturing a safe, happy, healthy community through creating opportunities that enhance the livability of our region, and our council will continuously improve delivery of projects and services with accountability and pride. And I think those words I strongly believe that the council laws and the council staff adhere to, followed by our values as well. So one particular statistic, it's always good to find something in here that's of note, that we have 57 staff who have been with the council for 10 years or more, which I think is a significant statistic. There's not a lot of businesses out there in the community that I think would be able to boast of such longevity in their staff. And I think the document really shows what council's about, and as I said, very well presented. So the document.
Thank you, Councillor Hiscock. Any other speakers? Councillor Lemon.
Yeah, just want to commend the team for putting this document together. It is a beautiful document, and there's so much information in here. It's not just the photos, the tables. I can't imagine how much time and effort has gone into compiling every single little piece of information in here. It's spectacular. So really well done to everyone. And there's one thing to, do the work, but there's another thing to capture all the work that we've done across the year. So just an amazing effort. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other speakers? Councillor Beeswick.
Thanks, Mayor, and I'd like to acknowledge your words when you were putting forward the plan, and congratulate you on your work over these last 12 months. It's no small part for the work that you've done alongside and now departed CEO Barry. It's been a rewarding 12 months working alongside you and alongside the other councillors, and we've seen a lot of change, which I think's to the good. So thank you as well from me and everybody else, no doubt, as well. One thing, and I won't go over everything, and I agree with everything the others have said. Others might have been going to raise it, but as we say, we look at statistics and finances and all those sort of things. It's great to see that our deficit is 50% less than what we thought it might have been last year. So 50% sounds like a lot, even though it is only $100,000. But if we put it in percentage terms, it sounds like it's a lot. But just things like that means we're sort of heading a bit in the right direction. And as we've been saying for a while, we don't need any big new shiny things right at the moment. It's a bit of a consolidation, and I look forward to seeing where we end up in the next 12 months. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. Other speakers? Councillor
Thanks, Mayor. And totally endorse Councillor Beswick's words, Mayor, on my behalf, also on your work you've put in along with the staff and all the other councillors in town. I shouldn't endorse because he stole my thunder and he would have picked it up on the side of to look at page 42. But Mayor, if you will give me a minute, and I think I believe that people sitting on the outside in all councils across the state believe sometimes that councils can't manage their finances and can't do things right. And the document here, as the other councillors said, through all their strategic plans now working, everything's ticking off beautifully and it's moving along in the right direction, and change is good. But you look at that underlying surplus the last 2 years, even though it's a deficit, it's still heading in the right direction. But if you go to page 44, which is just past that, and you look at our financial liabilities at the 30th of June, and it sort of dovetails into what we speak about in the growth policy and the other economic policies and strategies we're looking forward to. It shows you that you're part of a council that can pay down debt, that can manage debt. And if you look at the debt level in 2021, it was somewhere near $14 million in liabilities. In 24, it's a tad over $8 million. Now, to be able to sit here and say over the last 4 or 5 years that council has continually paid down debt, managed debt, and still built stuff, still built infrastructure, built pathways, built the Hive, and done everything else, and went from a debt level of 2 million back in 2015 to 14 million, you think it's getting out of control. I've got to, pay a lot of, not pay it, but I have a lot of confidence in the way the council's been run and has run in managing our finances. And I think to any businesses or people out there that want to move to a different municipality, I think our council has got everything right for you to come to, especially businesses. I know if I was a big business conglomerate, I'd want to go to a council that could manage their own debt before I'd move in. And I think this document shows that, and can still build infrastructure and still do its operational stuff. So congratulate everybody involved, Mayor.
Indeed, thank you. And it's not just the people that are currently in this organisation, people that have served us in the past. well remembered. Other speakers? Councillor Dick-Rose.
Once again, just want to thank everyone for this report. It's great. However, did we have to have so many photos of ourselves in there? That was a little bit confronting for me anyway. Look, just one thing I wanted to highlight was the success that we had, Mayor, with the motion that we took to look at regarding feral pigs. One of our neighbouring councillors thought it was probably a little bit of a joke, but it was great to have that motion amended by a couple of other councils and have it expanded and include wild, feral and nuisance pigs, goats and deer, and then have that motion pass. That's a pretty big thing really for us to be able to get a statewide motion up. So that was sort of proud to see that in there as one of our key achievements, because feral pigs over the time, or nuisance pigs, have been a big issue for us for quite a few years. I just also wanted to acknowledge our previous CEO and the plethora of work that he has done in creating one team for us over the time, and it's certainly been a joy, and I'm very proud to be a part of that process, and I know we continue that on in his absence in the time to come with a new CEO, and even with the efforts our acting CEO at the moment. But just really want to thank staff for all the work that they've done this last 12 months, and it's all in here, and it shows what a great council we've got, and how grateful we should be to have such a great team to be able to produce a document like this. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other speakers? Councillor Wiley.
Without duplicating too much on what Councillor Dick-Rose said, the most important thing to me out of this whole document is the work that's been done on culture and people within our organisation, led by our previous CEO and yourself, Mayor. But as I think you mentioned in your lead-up speech, that the work doesn't get done without people, and I know that a lot of people have been under stress, we've had workforce shortages like a lot of other organisations do, but the spirit and the passion that the people have here, and the faith that they have in the organisation and the work they do isn't unnoticed, and just hope that we can continue to build on that culture and that strength that we have within this organisation. And I thank also the retired CEO, Barry O'Munson, for his work, but I also know that we're not going to miss a beat, and we're just going to keep getting stronger and stronger. So well done to everybody.
Thank you. Any other speakers? Councillor Hist, did you wish to close?
Yes, thank you. I'll close on a note that's pretty close to my heart, and that's the improvements we've made in land use planning. I think that is an area of the 2023-24 year that we've come ahead in leaps and bounds. I noticed a stat here. I've read through this, when it came out, and must have missed this note that it's of the 344 total applications lodged with the council in 23-24, none were refused, which I think is incredible. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're ones that came to council that should or shouldn't have been approved. It means that the council staff have done the work with those applicants to make sure that they were ready for council to receive. I think that's the important note of that. It's not to say that there's people out there that shouldn't have had them, but it's just to say that we've done the work there. And also the processing times, I think that's really impressive. Permitted uses, required processing legislated time is 28 days, and we're doing it in 11, like for the year on average. Like that's not missing a beat, that is. So I just really think that is one area, and I'll say it myself because I find the planning process such an integral part of what council does. So I'll close on that note, but other than that, to just say thank you very much for the document.
Thank you. Thank you all for your contribution. I put the motion. All those in favour, aye.
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Item 6 is general business. Any other business considered appropriate to the annual general meeting may now be addressed, and I note that the meeting procedures for the annual general meeting are attached and probably provided on the seats in the, no, they're not there. Anyway, that given that there were no submissions and there's been no indication of any questions, is there any other business for this meeting to consider? No, there being none, We'll take that to item 7, which is the closure of the meeting. There being no other business, I declare the annual general meeting for 2024 closed at 7:20 p.m. and thank you for your attendance.
Thank you. Thank you.